Adam and Eve, the original sin and fall of mankind. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Through his power all things were made, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. All things were made through him, for him, and by him. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the 6th day. By the 7th day, God had finished his work, and so he rested. God blessed the 7th day and made it special, because on that day he rested from his work. Then God took some soil from the ground and made a man. God breathed life into the man, and the man started breathing. The Lord God made a garden in a place called Eden. Eden was in the east, and he put the man there. Then the Lord God filled the garden with all kinds of beautiful trees and fruit trees. Two other trees were in the middle of the garden. One of these gave life. The other tree gave the wisdom to know the difference between right and wrong. From Eden, a river flowed out to water the garden. Then it divided into 4 rivers. The Pishon River that flows through the land of Havilah, where pure gold, rare perfumes, and precious stones are found. The Gihon River that winds through Ethiopia, the Tigris River that flows east of Assyria, and the Euphrates River, the 4th. Then the Lord God put the man in the Garden of Eden to take care of it and to look after it. But he told Adam, "You may eat fruit from any tree in the garden, except the one that has the power to let you know the difference between right and wrong. If you eat any fruit from that tree, you will die before the day is over." Then the Lord God said, "It isn't good for man to live alone. I will make a suitable partner for him." So the Lord took some soil and made animals and birds. He brought them to the man to see what names he would give each of them. Then the man named the tame animals and the birds and the wild animals. That's how they got their names. But none of these was the right kind of partner for the man. So the Lord God made him fall into a deep sleep, and he took out one of the man's ribs. Then, after closing the man's side, the Lord made a woman out of the rib. The Lord God brought her to the man, and the man exclaimed, "Here is someone like me. She is part of my body, my own flesh and bones. She came from me, a man, so I will name her woman." Now the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field that the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat of any tree in the garden'?" The woman answered the serpent, "We may eat the fruit of the trees in the garden, but about the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden, God has said, 'You must not eat of it or touch it, or you will die.'" "You will surely not die," the serpent told her, "for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." So, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eyes, and that it was desirable for obtaining wisdom, she took the fruit and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Suddenly, the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. So they sewed together fig leaves and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the breeze of the day, and they hid from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called out to the man, "Adam, where are you?" "I heard your voice in the garden," he replied, "and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself." "Who told you that you were naked?" asked the Lord God. "Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat?" And the man answered, "The woman whom you gave me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" "The serpent deceived me," she replied, "and I ate." The Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and every beast of the field. On your belly will you go, and dust will you eat all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." And to the woman he said, "I will sharply increase your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." And to Adam he said, "Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat, cursed is the ground because of you. Through toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it will yield for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your bread until you return to the ground, because out of it you were taken. Dust you are, and to dust you shall return. And Adam named his wife Eve, because she would be the mother of all the living. And the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife, and he clothed them. Then the Lord God said, "Now that the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil, he must not be allowed to stretch out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So the Lord God cast Adam out from the Garden of Eden to cultivate the ground from which he had been taken. After he expelled the man, he stationed cherubim on the eastern side of the Garden of Eden, along with a fiery turning sword to prevent access to the tree of life.